Look, we all know about Netflix and chill, but with the story we're going to talk about today, they were seriously trying to start Disney and get freaky. Hey guys, my name is Chris. Thanks so much for clicking on another episode of Side Flick. We got movie news to talk about. The Mortal Kombat movie trying to start its own video game cinematic universe. Some Marvel details on the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Thor 4. And this really wild Disney Plus situation that just gets more and more interesting by the day. So be sure you guys leave in a comment down below of your thoughts on the topics we discussed today, and click that like button until it goes blue to let me know you guys are enjoying this content. And speaking of a boy in blue, let's start off with this news on Sonic the Hedgehog the movie. I am getting sick and tired of talking about your sequels without you finally confirming it. What's it gonna take, blue boy? We all know Sonic the Hedgehog the movie has done a lot of great things for the video game franchise, at least video game properties that are being turned into movies with the box office that it's having so far. Fans enjoying it, critics enjoying it. Obviously gonna get a sequel, we just have yet to have a confirmation on it. Heck, we might have gotten it sometime this month with the planned South by Southwest panel that was supposed to be happening later this month, where they were gonna have a whole panel on Sonic the Hedgehog and the future for this little blue hedgehog. But because the world is burning up right now, they went ahead and canceled that, probably delaying the announcement for another Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Still, we know Paramount is hard at work on it because James Marsden, the guy who played Donut Lord himself, went ahead and let us know that he is signed on for multiple sequels for Sonic the Hedgehog. Speaking with Variety, James Marsden confirmed that he signed on for as many movies as they want to make, which in Hollywood is usually about 3 films deep. Continuing on going, yeah, that's my somewhat vague answer. It is such a good group of people, and it was so much fun to see Jim Carrey enjoying himself again. I think this was the second biggest opening weekend of all of his movies. I was kind of amazed at that statistic. He just had a big smile on his face and was hugging everyone. It just felt like it was such a cool thing. Guys, can you just imagine Jim Carrey, Dr. Robotnik, going around and hugging the cast members of Sonic the Hedgehog, so happy that this movie is successful? Jim Carrey fans out there know that the man is hesitant to always do sequels and to come back to do another movie for the same property, but if you listen to all his interviews he did before Sonic the Hedgehog the movie came out, he was pretty open to coming back for a sequel, saying the character of Dr. Robotnik had not been fully fleshed out. And if they got Donut Lord to sign on for multiple movies, you know they got Jim Carrey for multiple movies. But throwing it off to you guys, how do you feel about just everyone talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog sequel, but Paramount still hasn't confirmed that they are going to go ahead and move forward with one? And the fact that Donut Lord himself will be showing up for multiple sequels. Speaking of video game properties, we have Mortal Kombat, the movie, coming out in 2021. This is going to be the R-rated, very bloody and gory Mortal Kombat movie that we've all been dying to see. And it looks like this movie is going to be setting up a whole cinematic universe for the Mortal Kombat franchise. The main star, Ludi Lin, who is going to be playing Liu Kang in the Mortal Kombat movie, was recently doing an interview where he let out the details about this, saying, "It was the most fighting that I've ever done before. Director Simon McQuaid is very devoted to this world. He is very passionate about building a universe of Mortal Kombat rather than one single fight film. He started a backstory of the entire world and made sure to flesh out the characters so that people feel it's not just a video game and there is some substance behind it." Those comments are actually pretty reassuring just for the solo film on itself, that every character will be devoted some time to, given a little bit of backstory, feeling like this Mortal Kombat universe tournament, however they decide to tell the story, feels a lot bigger than it actually is. And while some people might flinch at it at first and go, why does everything need to be a cinematic universe? With Mortal Kombat, I really wouldn't mind it because they have such an endless roster of characters that a lot of them getting their solo or team-up movies would be so fascinating to watch outside of them being in a tournament movie where they fight one another until they have a champion. Just think about the possibilities of a Sub-Zero and a Scorpion movie. You know those two guys have history. You'd give us a prequel or movie diving into the details of these guys' feud and their history, their families, or heck, even jumping over to a movie with Sonya Blade and Jax, who are two cops, and a detective story in the Mortal Kombat universe where we have two trained fighters. Or my personal favorite, and I'm hoping now is the reason why he's not in the movie, Johnny Cage solo movie. Heck freaking yeah, that guy has an interesting life. He's a movie star, but he's also a very skilled martial artist. How do you guys feel about Mortal Kombat possibly starting its own cinematic universe, and what characters would you like to see get their own movies? Talking about some Thor 4, or as it's titled right now, Thor Love and Thunder. Vin Diesel right now is doing interviews and promotion for his movie Bloodshot, which I'll actually be watching tonight. I'll have a review for you guys the following day. I'm not really sure what to expect here. Nonetheless, when Vin Diesel is excited, he just starts spilling spoilers. If you didn't know, Vin Diesel is the voice of Groot. Like, if Groot really need a voiceover guy other than just a tape recorder playing the same word over and over. But he let us Marvel fans know that the Guardians of the Galaxy will be appearing in Thor 4. I know there's a lot of you out there probably thinking that this is so obvious that of course it was going to happen with the way Avengers Endgame ended. But it's actually a bit of a surprise, because even though Avengers Endgame ended with Thor on the ship with the Guardians and obviously them heading off into space to do some sort of adventure, we were actually supposed to get the Guardians and Thor crossover in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 in 2020. That's this year. Before James Gunn was fired from Guardians of the Galaxy 3, with him getting in trouble for some bad tweets that he posted a long time ago that caused Disney to let him go until they rehired him, delaying Guardians of the Galaxy 3 until 2022, we were supposed to get the Guardians and Thor teaming up in that third Guardians movie. And now that it's been pushed back to 2022, who knows if they're still going to do that, but it looks now that they're going to go ahead and do that in Thor 4 instead. I don't think it'll be a big team-up movie. For all we know, they could just be there for the first 5 minutes, dropping Thor off on New Asgard on Earth, and then when Guardians of the Galaxy 3 comes out, they'll inform us on what they did during that adventure. It's all very confusing. I hate that the movie had to get delayed for this, but it's still cool to know that the Guardians will be part of Thor 4, and Vin Diesel continuing to spoil on what we can expect from the Groot character in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is he used the words Alpha Groot, or in Dragon Ball Z terms, the final form of Groot. We've seen all the different transformations of the Groot character thus far. We've had adult Groot, we've had baby Groot, we've had adolescent Groot, and now we're about to get Alpha Groot, or as sometimes he's known in the comics, King Groot. It's just basically a giant hulking Groot, and for a Groot that size and with those abilities, you know the villain in Guardians 3 is gonna be massive. How do you guys feel about these details on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and are you excited to see the Guardians in Thor 4? Alright, let's discuss this dang Disney Plus scandal, because it is so fascinating to me. So if you didn't know, Disney Plus is trying their hardest to work on a lot of content that they can go ahead and push out on their platform, Disney Plus, so that they can compete with platforms like Netflix, Hulu, HBO. And one of their bright ideas was to reboot some of their IPs or bring them back to life for fans, like the Lizzie McGuire show. Now, before you click away or are bored about this, trust me, I don't really care about the Lizzie McGuire show either, but all the behind the scenes drama going on, I think is more interesting than the actual show. So Disney Plus was moving forward with the Lizzie McGuire show. They have a showrunner, they have the cast coming back, they're going to start filming the episodes, and then 2 episodes into filming, they go ahead and stop production and fire the showrunner. And now we finally know why they went ahead and fired him. Turns out that the Lizzie McGuire show on Disney Plus was going to deal with very mature themes like cheating and the dance with no pants. I can't say the word on here, guys. They'll demonetize me. But if you were to spell the word 6 with an E. And this isn't even the first show on Disney Plus that gets sort of stopped or removed from the platform because of these mature themes. If you don't remember the movie Love, Simon, they wanted to go ahead and turn that into a Disney Plus series entitled Love, Victor. And where again, it would be about a teenager dealing with his coming out of high school and what that lifestyle is like for him. It turns out it was a little too risky also, because they went ahead and moved that show to Hulu off of Disney Plus. And it's the thing I just keep coming back to. Disney is trying to keep a lid on being a little too family friendly. And of course, I understand that they're Disney and they have a reputation to keep, but look at shows like The Mandalorian, and I know your Marvel shows are also going to be a little risque, at least on the violence side. I think Disney is really hitting a wall here that if we want to make content that people actually want to see, we got to start showing some skin and get people interested in different ways. I'm not talking full frontal adult content, but Disney, what is going on here? What do you guys think about Disney Plus and firing and removing shows just because they don't meet their PG family-friendly agenda? But that is just some of the movie news we had to talk about today, guys. Let me know your thoughts on everything down below. If you made it this far in the video, leave a like. It helps out so much with these videos. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.